Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So, we have a divide within the Republican Party. We've had one for quite some time, and the divide is showing yet again when it comes to who will the next Speaker of the House be. The Republicans did retake the House in the 2022 midterms, although they did so by a much narrower margin than a lot of people, polls, pundits really anticipated them to, which definitely has sowed a lot of doubt in the current leadership, and a lot of people don't really have faith in somebody like Kevin McCarthy to lead for good reason and for obvious reasons, and we're going to explain why, but still, this could cause problems if he's not able to have the votes. And you do need just a simple majority of those who vote in order to become Speaker. And it's very unlikely that a Democrat will be Speaker of the House unless you have a massive amount of Republican detractors. But if McCarthy is not able to get a majority of the GOP on his side, there's a good chance that either chaos could ensue or that he's not going to be Speaker and he could be replaced with somebody better. Time will just have to tell. But first, I have to tell you guys about our latest sponsor over at Epic TV. Epic TV is a censorship-free video platform with original news programs and documentaries investigating critical issues not covered anywhere else. What can you get with Epic TV? Honest and accurate news analysis and interviews. Tune into new programs every day from Crossroads, The Larry Elder Show, Facts Matter, and American Thought Leaders on Epic TV. Get factual reporting on events that you won't find in major news outlets and get access to award-winning documentaries as well, bringing you first-hand interviews and on-the-ground footage of the most critical matters in society affecting our liberties, health, and safety. So if you're looking for an honest and accurate news source, check them out today. There's a special offer for our viewers here. Just sign up and start watching. No credit card required, no strings attached. If you decide to subscribe within 14 days, it's just $1 for 2 months. So go to watchepic.com/redeagle and subscribe. That is watchepoch.com/redeagle. So there's this divide within the GOP caucus in Congress. You have the only Kevin individuals and you have the never Kevin individuals. You have a lot of people that are supporting Kevin McCarthy, but a lot of people that are fed up with the way the GOP establishment has ran things and the way that the party is going. You have this never Kevin faction as well, and it's pretty easy to sympathize with them. We know that Kevin McCarthy is a status quo kind of guy. He's not the worst Republican congressman, but he's very establishmentarian. He's very Ryan-esque, Paul Ryan level. In many ways, I don't think that he's nearly as awful as Paul Ryan or that he would be that bad of a speaker as Paul Ryan was, but still, he kind of is cut from a similar cloth, which breeds skepticism and understanding that potentially we could have somebody better. We know that his messaging has led to underperformances. He focuses on the wrong issues at many times. He's somebody who is not perfect. He's not there on all the issues. He's better than maybe some other Republicans on them, but either way, he's focusing on the wrong ones. He's a 1980s, 1990s Republican, and he's not entirely there on the unique, like, MAGA issues like trade, immigration. He might be like anti-illegal immigration, but is he really willing to put forth any structural change that's consequential to our legal immigration system? Probably not. Foreign policy, we know he's been a staunch advocate for Ukraine aid. He kind of started to change his tune a little bit as he got closer to the election. But either way, Kevin McCarthy is somebody that has a lot of people who are not on board with him for good reason, and he's kind of a boring guy. Technically, that's the type of guy you're going to have as Speaker of the House, but still, you could get maybe somebody who's also boring, but better on the issues. And we know that in order to become Speaker of the House, you need at least a majority of those who vote. You don't need a majority of the members, but you need a majority of those who vote. For example, you could look at the fact that Pelosi, I think, won with 216, Boehner won with 216, and it was a party line vote. Typically, the party does vote for the nominee, but you do have this divide that is indeed brewing. And they will keep revoting until they get a majority. But still, you never know what can happen. Now, I will say this. McCarthy and the McCarthy backers are warning that Democrats could influence the speaker pick if the GOP doesn't unite, because all the Democrats could get behind a moderate Republican or a rhino or a liberal Republican, knowing that they don't have the majority and won't have the majority. Maybe they could try to astroturf somebody like Liz Cheney, for all we know, to being the Speaker of the House, and they can get 5 Republican defectors, or I think they would need a little bit more than that, but probably close to 10, because the majority is very slim. It's a 9-seat majority. If they just get, 5 Republicans to support Liz Cheney, because the Speaker of the House doesn't have to be in the House. They don't. And this is something that's debated, but it's not in the Constitution. They could try something like this if Republicans don't exactly get their act together. Now, on the other hand, we could understand that the Republicans could force somebody better in there than Kevin McCarthy, and they could whip the entire caucus into shape and support somebody better. People like Bob Good, Lauren Boebert, they have been a part of the Never Kevin movement, although there is an Only Kevin movement that is much, much larger that will also happen to have a little bit of a larger pull. And you also have people like Trump supporting Kevin McCarthy, people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, which that really does puzzle me, especially because we know Trump opposed McConnell, and I know that supporting McCarthy is probably not as egregious as supporting McConnell, but MTG has been a fighter. She's been one of the most anti-establishment members of the House. Why is she supporting McCarthy? It's kind of out of character for her. Personally, I believe that it's because there's a deal there, and she knows that she'll probably have her committee reinstated, get her assignments back, get her pull back that she lost because of the fact that Democrats had control and they could remove her from committees for things that she posted on Facebook 5 to 10 years ago, etc. But it is a little interesting to see the fact that McCarthy has a unique coalition behind him. Republicans that are opposing him do tend to be to his right. People like Andy Biggs, who ran against him. Other people like Bob Good, who are very good. Could they actually get somebody in there that's better? I'm not entirely sure, and they will probably fall back on this excuse and say, oh, well, the Democrats are going to have the influence then, because that's how the GOP establishment operates. They don't really want to go out there and do something bold. They want to uphold the status quo, which is why Kevin McCarthy is their pick. He's a perfect speaker for them, even if he's not as bad as some of the other people that preceded him. But who knows how we'll view McCarthy in 2 years' time. We know that back in the day, Paul Ryan was chosen because he was supposed to be more effective, at least in the eyes of a lot of these, old Tea Party types, and it kind of just ended up collapsing. But either way, we need new leadership. We do. In the Republican Party, if Republicans want to win, they need new blood, they need new leadership. The Mick establishment, you have Kevin McCarthy, who is arguably the lesser of 3 evils here, and then you have Mitch McConnell, who is an utter train wreck, who purposely sabotaged a lot of these Senate seats, and a lot of funding that he had went for primary challengers to America First candidates who would have won the nomination regardless and probably could have used that money in the general. And he said before the election took place, hey, we don't actually expect or really even want to retake the Senate, because he's comfortable governing in the minority so long as he's able to just act like he's doing something while he caves in on everything and give the Dems what they want in almost its entirety, because that's really what it is. Mitch McConnell, we know, is a part of the Uniparty, and this is true. He needs to go. McCarthy, ideally you get somebody better in there. I don't think it's going to happen this time around, but we'll see. And then you have Ronna McDaniel, who is the chairperson of the RNC, and she has done an abysmal job, an absolutely abysmal job. You look at when she took over, they just won in 2016. Reince Priebus, he wasn't perfect, but he was a team player. He had a winning record. It's very comparable to a winning coach in sports that, wasn't entirely perfect, but he was able to get his team a title and then retires and then is replaced with somebody who is supposed to be a lot better, and they go out there for 3 cycles or 3 years and they post abysmal records. They go 300 in terms of their winning percentage, And it's like, that's exactly what you consider a success. This person would not be able to have this job if it was in any other arena besides politics. That's the main point here. And Tom Emmer is somebody who was in charge of getting the GOP the largest majority that they possibly could have. They failed. They failed compared to expectations. What happens to him? Oh, wait, he gets promoted. He now has Kevin McCarthy's old job. And this is a problem within the GOP. They never learn. They keep losing. They keep blaming all the wrong people, and they're unwilling to adapt in order to win in this day and age. They're still stuck in the 1980s, the early 1990s. Those days are over. This is 2022. The left has total control of nearly every social and cultural institution in our country, and you're not going to exactly be able to fight back against these people with the Reagan-Gingrich doctrine of old. And this is true. And this is exactly what Kevin McCarthy represents. It's what Mitch McConnell represents. It's kind of, I guess, what a lot of the other leaders in the GOP represent. And we need change, and we need change right now. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen with this. I think that Kevin McCarthy will find a way to become speaker. Ideally, we could get somebody better in there, but it's possible that if he falters, you might see more calls for better leadership in 2024 and beyond, and we'll see what happens there. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.